Cool. All right, let's see. And let's put this on YouTube. Let's see. All right, so all right, cool. All right. So let me make sure everyone. What up, though? Y'all can see us. You can see us. You can see us on YouTube. Can you see us on? Can you see us on YouTube? All right, cool. All right, let's welcome to another episode of Boxing Legends Lounge, man. Listen, man, today it's gonna be a good one. We hope y'all ready for this one, right? Because we got a lot of great fights coming up this weekend. But listen, we appreciate everybody for tapping in with us on Boxing Legends Lounge, man. I got my man Joe. Joe, what's good, champ? How you feeling?
What's going on, y'all? Y'all already know it's JKP, co-host with, the host, Boxing Champ, my man Ma, Boxing Legend Lounge. Just we chilling, man. We having a good time, man. We about to be, I'm saying, dropping some nice bombs on this crazy fight that I think is dope. So let's talk
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah, man, I'm hype. I'm hype about it, bro. I'm hype about it, man. Yeah, let's get straight to it, man. Let's get straight to it. We got Manny Pacquiao versus Mario Barrios. The return of Pac Man. Everybody know how lethal my man Pac Man hands is. We know how Pac Man give it up, man. Let me know how excited are you about this fight? How
I
you
gotta say,
not even about the fight? How excited are you about just seeing Pacquiao come back to the ring?
it's funny, it's crazy when he had made a comeback, and I was like, yo, let me watch. I was excited to see him come back. I got my little feelings on certain things, but I'm really excited to see somebody that's been out the game for 4 years, saying that, he wants to fight and he
Mm-hmm.
wants to put his he is putting his legacy on the line, but I gotta say he wants to fight the best, just coming out of a 4-year retirement. But
Yeah,
I think he was training, but I'm excited to see what he brings to the table at his age.
man.
How about you?
What Pacquiao like 48,
46.
46, man. Man, listen, bro. I'm in my mid-30s right now, man. And I was just saying I was in the gym earlier. I was in the gym earlier because everybody's been asking. They be like, man, you about to get back into boxing? And I'm like, I'm getting back into boxing, but just not in the ring, right?
Yeah,
Because I know I still got it. I know I still got the skills, but the mind says one thing, but the body says something completely different. And I was like, yo, listen, I'm not trying to be nobody's mean messing around with these young boys out here. I ain't
yeah.
trying. I'm not trying to go viral for the wrong for the wrong reason. So I'm excited. I'm excited about Pac Man getting back in the ring. I just hope that his body holds up because it's either one or two things. And we talked about this before, is that he can look really, really good that night, or he can look really, really, or he can get old overnight, right? Like he can get old all of a sudden. He feel old in the ring because
Yeah.
a lot. Remember, I mean, I'm sure he's back with Freddie Roach, training with Freddie Roach. So So I know he's going to get some good sparring and stuff like that. But in sparring, it's just sparring. They're not really trying to take your head off. You're going in there with a young guy who really want to take your head off, and people forget that Barrios also fought Javante. He fought
Hmm.
Tank as well too, and he gave Tank a little bit of troubles until Floyd had to go in the corner. It was like, yo, young boy, you down on the scorecards. You just stop playing
Yeah.
and get him out of here, right? And that's Tank ended up doing that. But we know Barrios is a world class fighter. We know what he brings to the table. We know what Pacquiao brings to the table. So I'll call it the young lion versus the old lion, right? Past versus presence or future rather. So I don't know, man. There's been a lot of talk. Some people say Pacquiao should sit this one out. He shouldn't come back. Just do the exhibitions. Now when we just seen Pacquiao fight, I don't know if you caught it a couple of months back. I think maybe a year ago. Last year he fought in Japan, and he didn't look too good to me, man. So I'm a little concerned. A little concerned.
I personally feel like this is how I feel. I mean, I honestly think it was too soon to jump into a world championship bout. I mean,
Mm.
the only reason why he got that was because his name, and he's not whack. I just think I kind of would give myself a couple of tune-ups.
He talking about
You know,
Pacquiao.
yeah, I'm talking about Pacquiao. Pacquiao.
Okay.
I would give myself a couple of tune-ups to see how I'm going to do in an actual bout. You know what I'm saying? And kind of give myself like, all right, now I want to take on this young champ because again, like, yeah, we know in history that it's happened where people came back 10 years later and became champion, but you gotta understand. I think you're not fighting. Mary Barris is not some guy you could just walk over. From a 4 year layoff. And I mean, you can. The thing about combat sports or boxing in general, you can be like you said, Mark.
Mm-hmm.
You can spar, but like you know, sparring is sparring. It's a part of a session, and when it's live, when you got somebody that's trying to kill you, when you got somebody that's trying to win, when you got somebody that don't, when they step in the ring, they don't care about your reputation. It shows. You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you may get, you may go over the edge with some young people, but you got Barrios who's you got to give that man credit. He's been putting in work. He's been fighting top guys. He's been in the ring consistently, and I think he wants to keep his belt. I don't think he wants to lose it to someone who's been off for 4 years and think that they're gonna just take it from him like that. Exhibition fights are just a good way to just have like a fun sparring session, make some money. But now you're going into a league where, like you said, you fighting young guys who want it. They say it's a young man sport. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
what do Manny Pacquiao has, I think he has the experience or whatever, but again, um, just coming from a layoff and, he might have the will. I hope he goes in there 100%. I think he's going to be there 100%. I just think that age can play a factor. It has
Mm.
a huge factor. And unless, I mean, obviously, I think Manny Pacquiao is going to go in there he's going to try to take his head off too. I don't think he's going to go in there and be like, all right,
Yeah, you
but
already Pacquiao. Listen, man, we know Pacquiao's a knockout artist, so he's not just going in there just to. Well, some people say he doing it for a check. They say Pac Man he done ran out of money and he doing it just for a check. Well, listen, I'm
nah,
a
he not
fighter.
doing it.
You know what I'm saying? So if he's a fighter, right? He's probably saying, what else would I be fighting for outside of my legacy? Yeah, I'm fighting for some money. I want some money, right? It's
Hmm.
no different. It's no different from the average worker or anybody for that matter that's going to work to go collect the check, right? We going to work. A lot of times, no, but they saying, there's been talk saying, Pacquiao funds is low, and this is the reason why he's coming back to fight. It's always a money thing when people want to come back.
I think from watching, I was watching a lot of his videos, and he has that, you know, he has that Rocky Balboa, like I'm hungry, like I want to fight, that passion. He's very passionate. I mean, the guy's I think he's a senator or a governor in his country.
Mm-hmm.
and I'm sure he's making revenue from all his fights. I'm sure he's making revenue in different areas of his outside life, outside of boxing. He's,
Right.
I think that he's passionate. I don't think it's really a money problem. I just think that he just has a big passion for boxing. He basically said he misses it and he wants to, get in there and see what he got. I think he's just a fighter that, believes in his mind that he can do it. And that he feels young. I don't think it's a money problem. I don't think with his position with a whole country behind him, he's gonna be starving. And you know what I mean? I don't think so. I think it's like I said, I think he just has in his mind that, he wants to do something that he loves, that he's done his whole life. How can you walk away from it and not really put your all into it? Like, he feels that he don't want to sit on the couch and watch people become champions. He still wants to feel like he's in the league. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm gonna favor Barrios for this fight. I think it's just I think Pacquiao is gonna go in there, bring excitement. I think he's gonna go in there. He's throwing combinations. He's gonna be moving, but I don't think he's gonna be unless Barrios is like face open, swinging for the trenches to get
Yeah.
knocked out for a victory. I don't
Mm-hmm.
think Barris is gonna come in this game like, oh yeah, oh man, not here. I think he's coming in like, okay, he wants my title shot. I can't let him take that. He respects him as a legend, but he understands that when he steps in the ring, this is just somebody else that's just trying to take what he got.
Yeah.
So I just think, Manny Pacquiao, like I said, like I give him nothing but respect. It's funny you was talking about what you were saying earlier. You in your mid 30s, so you're not considered old because you've been doing it for a minute. But obviously, like for you to get back into that, like
It's more mental.
yeah, for you to get back mentally, that's where it is. Because you gotta like you know what I'm saying. Like your 20 to 25-year-old self was different.
Yeah.
That mindset was different. Like, I'm hungry, I'm gonna take anyone's head off. Right now, you got the skill set, like you could fight, but you're more like, yo, I'm a chill
Trying
when
to
I need.
enjoy life, man.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to hit no bell ring in my head for like 5 days, bro. Like
yeah,
I'm trying to coast through life, man.
yeah. So for you to jump right back from I'm trying to be chill, enjoy my life to like, yo, I'm gonna knock somebody out, take their head off. Got that? It takes a lot,
Yeah.
and you know, I just think, like I said, like Manny, I think Manny is gonna go in there, do his best. He's gonna throw some shots, but I don't think that. I think if he fights the way he fought the Mexican fighter, leave himself open, he's gonna get slept.
Oh,
Um,
when he fought Marquez,
yeah, that joint was crazy. Cause yeah, he beat Pacquiao beat
Keith Thurman.
Keith Thurman, Broner,
Yeah.
but I think Broner could have beat him if he wasn't so arrogant. But like I said, let's like what I mean, like, but I don't think he's gonna. I don't think Mario's gonna go in there and allow him to do what he wants. I think if Barrios boxes him, because when it came to Floyd, he still, what's funny? Everybody want to see a rematch, but I think when it came to Floyd, he's not good with boxers. I think he's good with guys who will slug it out because
Right.
it's a winning chance with him.
Right.
But if Mario Barrios boxes and Mario has the skill to set up Manny Pacquiao, if he keeps his defense tight, if he keeps combinations tight, if he if he frustrates Pacquiao, I don't think Pacquiao's winning that fight.
That's fair. Fair enough. I like it. I like it. Yeah, definitely. I've stayed tuned to Mario. I like him. Some people would kind of like try to diminish his accolades and his career a little bit. But I actually think that Mario Barrios is a solid fighter. He gave Tank a run for his money, and he fought some other great fights as well too. So I think Pacquiao being in there, it does something for boxing, right? And
Mhm.
we talk about these mega stars. You talk about Floyd. Sugar Ray Leonard came back. George Foreman came back. Muhammad
Yeah.
Ali came back, right? Like this is not the first time we've seen a legend come back. It's can his body withstand the punishment? Because the body feels different after a while, right? You haven't been getting hit like that. Yeah, you've been sparring and stuff like that, but again, when we are in sparring, especially now at Pacquiao's age, I'm sure his sparring is like really controlled. Where, well, yet again, then Pacquiao might say, "Hey, look, nah, give me everything y'all got," because I know when I go in there, it's gonna be the real thing. They always say the hardest part is not the fighting in the ring. The actual fight is during training camp, is during the sparring, and your sparring prepares you for the actual fight. And it's kind of like we've been there, but at Pacquiao's age now, I just wonder how the training camp has been, like how intense has it been? Has it been real rugged sparring? How many rounds are they doing? All these different things. We know that Pacquiao, we know that he's going to condition himself to his best ability. So we already know the type of fighter he is. But it's like I was saying, well, I went to the gym earlier. I had to make a video and it was like, listen, this body feel a little, I feel good. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not trying to get hit. I don't mind giving it hits, but I'm not trying to get hit, man.
He said, I don't mind
giving it, right? I don't mind giving it, but I ain't trying to get hit. So
yeah.
but fighters always have that itch to go back, right? We get motivated. They get motivated and they might see a fight and they be like, then they shadow box and they be like, man, I still got a little something here until that check though. You get caught with a crazy liver shot or something like that. And it's like, oh wait, hold on, I didn't feel this in training camp. So I just hope that I hope it's a good fight, number one. And I know Pacquiao's a fighter. I just don't want nothing crazy to happen to him. You know what I'm saying? I don't want nothing crazy to happen to him.
I just wanted to say something. I think that, watching his clips, I think, his conditioning is great. I wouldn't, for somebody that age, I mean, even any age, sparring shouldn't be bloodied out, knockouts. I don't think it would benefit him. I don't think it would benefit anybody, but for him, sparring sessions should be a lot more controlled in a pace where he can actually build up to a place where he can actually kind of like go 80%.
Yeah.
And not get hurt, because I think that will be the worst investment, is to get hurt in sparring before he actually fights. But I think he's, like he said, he said he was listening to his body. He's not always pushing himself. I think that's something that that even young fighters should take. Like, you young, you think you could just go crazy all the time, and I think that can cause injury. So I think he's really he's listening to his body. He's pushing himself when he can. I don't think his sparring partners are going to try to take his head off. I don't think he wants to take the sparring partners' heads off, because I think longevity is what's going to save him for a 12-round bout.
Now, for sure, I think with this, right, it's kind of like a double-edged sword, right, because of his age. So it's like you don't want to go too light, but you don't want to go too hard because of his age, right? Because going too light in sparring would be a detriment, right? It'll be a detriment because your sparring partners is supposed to push you. So like we younger, we can go a little long, we can go a little crazy, can get a little heated because we young. Obviously, we're not there. Sparring shouldn't be about just knocking the guy's head off, because the guy got to get ready for a fight, right? So we want to push you so that way when you go to fight, your body can withstand certain type of punishments mentally, physically, and all that stuff like that. So that's why I'm saying, like, I'm a little curious, and it's a good curious. You know what I mean? It's a good curiosity, because in my mind, I really want to know, just how much he can absorb and how he's going to look. I know some of that speed probably went away, but the last thing to go is your power.
So he's fast.
You know what I'm saying? So I want to see where his speed is at. I mean, I see the videos. I see him on the mountains. I see all that, man. You know what I'm saying? I see him hitting the bag and everything like that. He looking good, but remember Bruce Lee said, "Boys don't hit back." Right?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Absolutely.
Right.
I think you're right. I think his sparring sessions could be like, I would say moderate. A lot more faster.
Yeah.
I don't think they go on full power. Like, yo, let's crack him. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I think that would be dumb. But I don't think, like, I agree. Like, light sparring. Like, I don't think having it too light is not good, but having crazy sparring sessions is crazy too. I think just in the middle, like, just put more speed in your punches. Maybe if you touch the body a little bit, but face shots you try to keep it a little faster, just a little lighter. But just to feel the reality, like, okay, if he's sparring with younger guys, I'm assuming that Freddie Roach is probably gonna tell him, like, maybe put a little bit more speed in your punches, but pull back on the power shots,
Yeah.
just to get and put maybe put you could still put pressure, but it don't gotta be where cats is getting crazy hooked to the face and then they gotta take a little pause. But I think, like I said, even with Barrios, like, even though he's 30, still, like, he gotta be a little bit more careful, even with him sparring, because again, he's going against Pacquiao, and I think what Pacquiao will try to do is probably try to get him out of there quick.
Cause he ain't trying to go 12 rounds.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna try to go 12 rounds. I think he's gonna try to get him out of there.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if he knows, like, all right, he's with a guy, and I don't, you know what? The only way Barrios will lose is if he underestimates Pacquiao, which is not gonna happen. He did not underestimate Pacquiao at all.
Yeah.
So going the distance with Barrios, I don't think he's gonna win that. I think he's gonna probably try to find his range, find where he could find openings with Barrios. But if if Pacquiao doesn't adjust his style, because again, his style is very open, in a sense where he's throwing punches and sometimes his face is very exposed. And if what's his name's timing, if his timing is on point that night, I can see Pacquiao losing. I feel like it's a chess match. It's a chess match. Like, one person has to either overexpose themselves, or somebody must have a bad night, or some point of anticipation or timing or countering has to happen. Like, Barrios has to make a massive mistake. Like, if Barry gets hyped that he's hitting Pacquiao a lot, and Barry just sees a opening, and that's when Pacquiao takes that advantage and knocks him out with like two shots or one shot. I
Yeah.
think it's just, but I don't think Barrios is gonna go there blinded. He
Mm.
knows that Pacquiao's coming to fight.
Yeah. Well, he better know Pacquiao coming in and fighting, man. You don't want this senior citizen. You don't want this senior citizen to knock you out, Chet. You know what I
I
mean?
ain't
But
gonna hold you, like, to get knocked out by somebody that older than you in a real fight. I feel like that's so embarrassing, because it's like, dang. But we also know it's a legend, but at the same time, like it's like, yo, like, I lost to somebody that shouldn't even be beating me by now. But I just think you got to go in there and just really take it on serious and try to not get him out of there. When Larry Holmes fought Tyson,
yeah, yeah.
he he took Larry Holmes seriously. Like, he tried to kill Larry Holmes.
Wasn't playing with Larry Holmes, bruh. He wasn't playing with Larry Holmes because that was his revenge
Muhammad Ali.
for Muhammad Ali. Yeah, good
Yeah.
point. That was exactly. Yeah, I don't think Barrios is going to take him lightly. I think he senior citizen. Listen, man, if y'all in the chat, man, listen, if y'all watching the stream, just help just hit that like button, man. Hit that like button for us. Share the link with everyone so we can, have more people come in and see what's going on. But yeah, man, I think that Pac Man's taking. I got a better question. Who legacy does this affect the most if they lose?
Pacquiao.
Pacquiao.
I
Because
don't I, I
yeah,
I don't think it will affect Barrios, because honestly, he got the opportunity, which is crazy.
right,
So it looks good on him. It's gonna go good on his resume. I mean, I'll prefer him winning on his resume that he beat Pacquiao, but that his I think his money's gonna go up to fight. You know what I mean? Like, you're fighting Pacquiao.
right.
So, but if he loses, I don't. Say if Barrios lost to Pacquiao, I don't think it would affect him in a sense where it's just like because people gonna. I mean, people will say like, "Yo," but he's older. But then at the same time, they're gonna probably say, "All right, he's a legend. You still got a little bit more time." But I
Mhm.
think this would affect Pacquiao because then people gonna say like, "Bro, just take a seat. Like, you should have just been senator in your country. Chill out. You
Right.
good." I think there's just gonna be back and forth with that.
I like it. I think that also I agree. I think it affects Pacquiao's legacy a little bit more. If I'm Barrios, this is how I'm thinking of it too, right? If I'm Barrios and let's say I do lose to Pacquiao, right? And um, one he can look at it and say, listen, if I were to lose, I lost against a legend. But the flip side to that is that I lost to an old man that I probably
Yeah,
shouldn't have lost to because, as we know, like boxing is as they say, is a young man's sport. So
yeah.
we would think that the younger guy typically will beat the older guy.
Hmm.
Right? So, but in this case, Pacquiao, he almost got the handicap stick out. You know what I'm saying? He almost got. I love Pacquiao, man. Shout out to Pac Man. That's my guy, man.
Yeah,
But listen, but Pacquiao he's still dangerous, man. You know what I'm saying? He's still dangerous.
he is. I just don't think he has enough tune-up fights for this fight. I just feel like he could come in. He's fresh from 4 years.
Let's talk about that, right? Because you made a valid point earlier, right? So Pacquiao hasn't fought in 4 years, and he automatically jumped up for a world title fight. How fair? How I mean, how fate? I mean, how fair is that to the other fighters who've been fighting and working their way up to the rankings, and Pacquiao just come out of nowhere 4 years later and jump up to a title shot? Do you think that's fair?
It's not fair, but it's also politics, and it's who it's seen. It's kind of like seniority. It's who
Yeah,
he knows and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? And it's his name that carries so much, and his name is gonna think about it. It makes sense business wise. First of all, I'm Mario Barrios. I had no idea that I'm gonna get a call saying that Pacquiao wants to fight me.
right.
So that
Right.
yo, I'm just saying, like it's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
Bill Gates calling you saying he gonna offer you a proposal for the boxing lounge legend business. Like you gonna be, of course you gonna take it. Like you know
yo,
what I mean?
Bill, where you at, Vic? Where you at? Pull up,
Like you know what I'm
get
saying?
that deposit, Bill.
You know what I'm saying, but like you know, my Barrios wasn't expecting that. But I'm just saying, like to get Pacquiao to reach out to want to fight you, it's crazy. And his name already is selling mad tickets. It's
Right.
bringing in mad. So Barrios is gonna have a bigger fan base than what he already has, and a bigger paycheck.
Yeah.
Like, of course he's gonna take that. I'm like, I would, but it's just I feel like if I was Pacquiao, I'll be like, yo, I want the world title fight, but give me a couple tune-up fights before I fight for the world title.
I see. But the flip side to that is because of his age, and so he could get a tune-up fight. But then it's like if you lose to a tune-up fight, it's crazy. Because when he fought in Japan, I'm trying to tell you, when he fought in Japan, Pac-Man didn't look good, bro. And I know it was an exhibition, but I forget the guy's name. But he was really trying to take Pacquiao's head off because that's Pac-Man. But
Yeah,
Pacquiao, to me, at that point, he didn't look like, I wasn't expecting him to look like the younger version, but I was expecting him to, and that could have been me, having a certain expectation on him that shouldn't
yeah,
have been there. But I say all that to say this: I think that he I think that at this state of his career, coming back and going for a tune-up might be a little crazy, little, because if he lose to a tune-up guy, that would be diabolical. I'd rather lose to somebody I know is up there in the rankings and I can't really make no excuse. But if I lose to somebody that is like I have no business losing to, that's crazy. I could live with losing to Mario Barrios at this point in my career.
I mean, but I think he's just taking a crazy risk. I think that's a massive risk that doesn't make sense on his end in the sense of I mean, I think he probably is helping Mario Barrios. Maybe he saw, maybe it was in his heart to help him, but I wouldn't. For me, if I'm 46, give me a couple months for uh, a world championship, at least so I can. They could say, all right, let's see, okay, and then I just work on each one, you know. And I wouldn't even make. I wouldn't. I think they say they do pick their opponents. So if I'm Pacquiao, I'll pick a guy that I would say, you know, a C B level where I can get good work. And then from that point on, learn from my mistakes. Even if I win, obviously I want to win. Learn from my mistakes, get better, fight somebody that look just like Barrios, and then call them out and be like, "Look, I want to fight him," and then get it straight. I wouldn't put myself in the A. Like, all right, yo, if I come back 10, 12 round bout, A fighter. I'm nowhere near ready. I'm getting smoked. Like, like they
But
not even gonna look at me after that. Like, I've been getting smoked and all that. Think about,
yeah,
yo,
yeah,
Pacquiao, sit down, bro. I
yeah,
would pick a C B level fighter where I know I can at least have a small advantage, but they still gonna give me good work, and that can kind of mimic maybe the guy that I do want to really fight, just to
yeah,
get myself, just to be like, all right, let me get the rust off. All right, let me like two little tune ups or maybe one little tune up. All right, I'm ready. I already know they're gonna respect my name. I want that fight. They're gonna make it happen. Boom.
right,
But for him to jump, I respect it. I can't talk down on that. But again, you know, people say it's 50-50, but I'm leaning more to Barrios because he's more active, and you can't beat an active fighter. Now, if the fighter is young and they're not active, that's why I could say, okay, well, if he come off for 4 years, but you're not fighting for 2 years, it's kind of the same thing. So we don't know now.
yeah,
Barrios has been fighting consistently. Manny hasn't. And I'm talking Barrios is fighting on a high level consistently. Like, you know what I mean? Like
yeah,
he's not just chilling. So that's why I'm leaning to Barrios more, because I feel like if you more active than me, I feel like you have an edge over me,
right.
because there's just a certain edge that you get after you fight so much, so consistently to somebody like myself. If I'm not fighting, I'm not sharp as I
Right.
should be, you know?
Yeah. But
But
I guess Pacquiao's like this, man. It's all or nothing. All right, all or nothing, man. You know what I'm saying? Whatever's gonna happen, gonna happen. And I can understand that thought, right? I can understand that thought because in his mind, he's like, yo, listen, man, I'm not I if he understanding probably where he's at in his life, age, and all that stuff like that. And I don't want to thank for him because I heard he said that he may want to, or he's open to fighting Floyd again. All right, he's open. You know, depending on how all this goes, so, you know, he may be open to fighting Mayweather again. And I don't. First of all, man, I don't want to see. It's like seeing my favorite uncles at the barbecue fighting, man. I don't want to see my two favorite unks, right? Like, you know, we adopted Pacquiao in, right? So I don't want to
yeah,
see my two favorite unks fighting at the barbecue, and it looks crazy, you know. But I think with Pacquiao, uh, I think in his mindset, he's like, man, listen, you know, give me the best guy right now, and let's see where I'm at. Let's test the skills, and it's dangerous. But as fighters, this in life, right? There's no risk without a reward. There's no reward without a risk.
no, you're right. No,
You know
you're
what
right.
I'm saying?
But the Floyd and Pacquiao thing, I don't think it's gonna happen. I don't think Floyd is interested.
I don't want it to happen, and I'm gonna tell
It's,
you why I don't want it to happen because I felt in my opinion, I believe Floyd put a master class on him. Right? I believe Floyd outboxed him, outclassed him. It wasn't even close. And I wouldn't want Floyd to go in there and take a shot, get knocked out or something, right? And then now we got people looking at Floyd crazy. Like, nah, bro. It's like when Jordan went to the Wizards, man. He had the perfect send off, right? When he played against Utah and hit the game winning shot. He had the perfect send off. Then he went to the Wizards. Nah, you know what I'm saying? Some things just leave it alone. Don't tamper with it.
yeah, but I don't, even if they fought again, I don't think he's gonna get knocked out. I don't
It's
think Floyd is.
boxing, bro. It's
I
anything
don't
is
think he's gonna get
liable to
knocked out.
happen, man.
I don't think he's gonna get knocked out. And it's funny you say that. He Pacquiao was saying that he felt like he won the fight because he threw more shots, and he was like, "Oh, I slowed it down." But but you look crazy. But I don't think Floyd will win a fight him right now. I just think it is what it is. He left it where it was, and I think Floyd fought him at their best, and that's it. I don't know. I mean, I don't think Floyd has the interest to want to fight Pacquiao. I don't think he'll be interested enough for him.
I know somebody who is trying to fight Floyd right now, and
Roy Jones.
that's Roy Jones Jr.
Yeah, I must have forgot.
I know he trying, but Roy, listen. I appreciate Roy and everything he's done in the boxing game, man. But I seen a clip, all right. And if Roy ever sees this video, man, I'm not coming at you, but I seen a clip, and he was walking outside. He took a step down off the sidewalk, and them hips wasn't looking right to me, man. I don't know. The hips wasn't looking right to me. It was looking a little off. And Floyd stay in shape. Even though he's not boxing, he stay in shape. So I don't know, man. I don't like that. I don't like that match. And Roy, his hips just wasn't looking right to me. It looked like he was hurting a bit.
Yeah, I think I don't know why he got mad at Floyd. I mean, from I've heard a few interviews. I mean, for a while back, when you hear guys, and I love, like, I'm not gonna, but like, you hear Roy Jones, Tyson, I love Tyson, but like, they will say like Floyd ain't a fighter and everything, and I respect Tyson. I love Tyson, and I love Roy Jones, great fighters. I'm just like, why are you mad at the man for actually following the rules of boxing and actually making the most out of it? I think Roy, I love Roy, but I just don't think I understand that he's a fighter. He wants to fight. And also, I kind of sometimes feel like, okay, if he does fight Floyd, he is going to get a nice check. But at the same time, I feel like his ego got in the way. And it's just like, you saying you have your own opinion as a man, and you've had your opinion for X amount of years. And now that, somebody's opinion on you was visual instead of vocal, now it's like, oh, I want to fight.
Well, I think Roy took offense a while ago when Mayweather said that he was better than Ali, right? That's what the whole TBE, right? The best ever. So Roy felt some kind of way and was like, well, if you think you're the best ever, then you put yourself above Muhammad Ali. And in Floyd's defense, Floyd's like, well, we fighters. Aren't you supposed to believe that you better than the next man? And he's like, I didn't work. I remember him saying at the I think it was in the ceremony, he said I didn't work this hard to say that another fighter was better than me. All right. That's his opinion. So Roy felt some kind of way, and he felt like Floyd took some jabs at Muhammad Ali, or he didn't pay homage, in other words, to the great Muhammad Ali. But that's like, I stepped on the basketball court or anywhere, and I was, man, you're not gonna beat me, you're not better than me, whatever the case may be. And people would be entitled to their opinion. And that's just can be from a competitive, standpoint, a competitive nature. And a lot of people have that. But I guess when we talking about Muhammad Ali, it's almost like you talk about Jordan. Nobody wanna hear you say that anybody better than Jordan, right? Pay homage to Jordan. And so I think in the boxing world, everyone has Muhammad Ali, and that's not for me to say or for me to disagree with. But I know a lot of people have Muhammad Ali as the greatest of all time, not just because of what he did in the ring, but outside of the ring. And so Floyd's like, well, who cares about outside of the ring? Is what I did inside of the ring, right? Like, my personal life and the things that I've done outside of the ring has no merit on my fighting ability. And so I guess Roy took it kind of personal and stuff like that. And
I was thinking too, like, me studying Floyd and actually like studying him, he pays homage to the fighters before him. And I think a lot of people overlook the fact that I feel like he also stated that he's taking care of those fighters too.
right.
In the sense of, I think he's done a lot outside of the boxing community I believe that he's helped a lot of people that we may never hear about unless you like, click on certain like links of him talking about it because it's not really mentioned that much. I think he's paying. I believe he does, and he respects every fighter. He even said it in one of his when he was talking with the legends. He respects everybody. How he took different styles from everyone, and he became his own man. And I think like I respect Muhammad Ali and everything like that, but I'm my own man. You know what I mean? I'm my own brand, and I think sometimes we hold on to tradition, and it's good to respect those who paved the way, and he does respect those who paved the way for him. It's
Yeah.
just that he feels like in his time, he's the best.
Right.
Like and just like there's I feel like there's so many fighters that you know I feel like if you do go in the ring and like you kind of like dug bend yourself down in the ring, I'm saying you're not a fighter. But when you're a fighter, you get in the ring, you and this is your time. You should feel like you're the best. I just
Yeah.
feel like people don't understand that. I feel like because during his time, he handled business in a way that if you hated him, you paid to see him lose. If you loved him, you paid to see him win. So the people that probably hated him because they seen the flashiness, I feel like he emulated some of what Muhammad Ali was doing with the talking, was flashy with his moves. Well, I mean, Floyd wasn't too flashy with his moves, but he knew how to talk. He knew how to do with the media, and he also helped people. I think Roy I feel like Roy also was throwing shots at Floyd. I feel like also just to get the bread. I feel like he used some points, but I don't think Floyd was disrespecting anybody. I don't think he was disrespecting Mike Tyson respected Muhammad Ali, but I'm sure he felt like he was the best. Roy Jones himself, y'all must have forgot, I'm
Right.
sure he was the best. Like all these fighters felt like, yo, I'm the best in my time. Can't nobody beat me.
Right.
People was calling out the best, so it's not disrespectful as long as like I feel like during your career, obviously you should feel like the best, but like say you say aside like Muhammad Ali super trash, like that's whoa, like that's a yo chill, bro. But like if Muhammad Ali challenges you, respect him, but at the same time he's in front of you.
Yeah.
Like if like just like you spoke on Jordan, Allen Iverson, Kobe, they respected Jordan, but they were like, "This is my time. I'm the best."
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like at that point, like they were trying to dog Jordan, like because he like okay, you were the best at that time, but it's me now.
Yeah.
So I think there's nothing wrong with that. I'm sure they still pay homage to him, but it's just like when you in there, you can't. If this is your time, I'm not going to just let you walk past me. Like nah, you going to acknowledge me. I'm the best too. It's again, it's a competitive thing. So, but I just think Roy didn't have to go crazy like that. And like I said, Floyd, you know what I'm saying? Floyd, and just like any other fighter felt like they the best. You stepped in front of them, they gonna want to destroy you to
Yeah.
prove a point. So
Now,
that's what I
great.
felt.
Now, solid point. But you have, yeah. Let's remember, right? And just real quick, I'm gonna make this point real quick. Remember, Muhammad Ali was saying he was the greatest before he retired. All right. So
Yeah.
what about the guys that came before him? He was already calling himself he's the greatest of all time. He's the champ and this, that, and the other. So when it's like what they say is that it's okay when you do it, but it's a problem when I do it, type of
Hmm.
thing. So, and I'm not here, like I said, I'm not here to say that Floyd is right or wrong. I'm just saying I know Roy trying to get a check right now. I know he's
That's what
trying
I'm
to get
saying.
that. Roy trying to get that check, man. So I know he knew what he was doing and trying to raise bait real quick. I know Roy trying to get a nice check right now.
Yeah, Roy is an awesome fighter. I just I think it was just really mainly about that. You know, because I'm not honestly as a fighter myself. Like I'm not worried about anybody else but me.
Yeah,
Honestly, like you're a fighter yourself. Like you're not worried about nobody else but you. Anybody that steps in front of you, you take them out.
Right.
I feel like I'm the best at what I do. Like you feel like you're the best at what you do. Who's gonna tell you otherwise unless they show you otherwise?
Right. You're gonna have to show me. Yeah,
Right. You know what I'm saying?
you
Like
gotta
as
show
men,
me.
you gotta right. You
Right.
gotta show me
Right.
that I'm not the best. And
Right.
nobody proved that Floyd wasn't the best.
True. 50 done tried and 50 done failed. 50
Yeah.
done tried and 50 done failed. Let's see. Now that's great points. We also got another fight coming up this weekend. We got Usyk and we got Daniel Dubois. Now, this right here, I was watching the face off earlier, and I the face off was cool, but Usyk was just like they asked him Usyk questions, and he was like, no, no, no. Like, but you know what I'm saying? But um I'm kind of like in a toss up with this fight. I know some people don't respect or Daniel Dubois all the way because some people feel like the last fight that they had, he quit it. And he he could have got up, but he didn't get up. So some people feel like he's a quitter. But I know he just beat Anthony Joshua, right? So is he really a quitter? Maybe. If he really didn't feel like he quitted that fight, why would he take the rematch? If he was scared or what have you, why would he take the rematch? So some people say he quit, but I like Usyk. I think Usyk is, to me personally, I think he's the better boxer. Um, I think he just has a little bit more in his arsenal. But Daniel Dubois he's a puncher, man. He's a solid puncher. Uh,
He's
I,
strong.
I think yeah, he's strong. I think when he hit Usyk, I don't think that was a low blow. I think it was on the money, and they called it. They said it was low, and we don't know. That probably played the psyche on Daniel Dubois' mental. I'm not saying that he quit or anything like that, but you like, man, he didn't took this fight away from me. It's a lot that happens, you being, in combat sports and stuff like that. So we know, the mental and the psyche that it plays. For me, it's just like, all right, you know what? Now I'm pissed off. Now I'm really gonna hurt you. Like if
Yeah.
that didn't get you out, get up so I can put you right back down. They want rock. That's my mental. That's how I am. But I can't speak for the next man. But I think it's gonna be a good fight, man. I'm kind of like 50-50 with it.
Well, for the heavyweights, with those two
Well,
guys,
not
I can't
50-50. I'm sorry, I'm not 50-50. It's like 55-45. I put to Usyk.
the thing is it's so funny that the heavyweights is out in Britain now. It's so crazy what happened with American heavyweights. But I saw Dubois fight Anthony Joshua. I think that Anthony Joshua was scared.
Mm.
Um, because I was just like, because he fought the MMA fighter that beat. I mean, well, that knocked down what's the other heavyweight that beat Wilder? Um, what's his name?
Who you
He
talking
beat
about?
he beat Wilder 3 times.
Oh, Tyson Fury.
Yeah, Tyson. Yeah, Tyson Fury got knocked down by one of the MMA fighters. I forgot his name. And Anthony Joshua went through him like nothing. But when he fought Dubois, I feel like he was just scared. And Dubois was kind of. I ain't gonna hold you. Like I saw those shots, I was like, dang, that joint looked like it hurt. But I
Mm.
just think that the Usyk, the Ukrainian fighter, I think didn't he beat Tyson Fury?
Yes.
Yeah, I just think his skills are pretty good. I don't really pay attention to the heavyweights.
Yeah.
But just why I did kind of see a glimpse of it, and I did do some research on Dubois. I was just like, yo, it's interesting. Let me see what he's about. I think that he needs footwork, he needs head movement, and he needs combinations. He relies on one punch, and I think he's going to continue to lose against a technician
Yep.
and against a boxer because he does hit hard, and I can tell he's very powerful, but he doesn't have certain tools in his toolbox to get him to that scary level. Like he's scary because he hits hard, but if he fights somebody that knows how to take that power away from him, he doesn't really have much. And I like Dubois. I don't know too much of the Ukrainian. I saw a little bit, but if he he can take a punch, but if he gets hit too much, it's just pointless for him. They
Yeah,
gotta he just gotta go back to the drawing board and go back to the fundamentals and not just because he you know what? Because his physicality, he relies on that too much than his skill.
that's what I was
But
getting. That's what I was getting ready to say. Dubois is a massive guy. Like he's a tall guy. He's big. He got muscles. I was watching him training. I was watching a little bit of his training, and I was watching his footwork and his legs look heavy to me. Uh, like you said, it's not enough head movement for me. But yet again, sometimes people they do it for the cameras to try to psych their opponent out. So I will hope that he changed some things up. They implemented some things. I think for the big guys, man. I think for the heavyweights, I think it's a missing art when it comes to footwork, because these guys be so big and massive and strong that they just rely on this knockout power. And I think more coaches got to work with them and doing some like agility drills with them and some foot drills and stuff like that, more than just jumping rope. Because I know we jump rope, you stay on your toes and stuff like that. But remember, when we jump and rope, a lot of times we really staying in place, right? So unless you moving a little bit, but you're usually in one spot for the most part. So I think doing like different type of agility drills for some of these heavyweights, I think will be it'll be a little bit more crucial, because now you get to see them be a little bit more elusive. But yet again, it depends on the size of the fighter, his muscle mass and all that stuff like that. I'm not expecting him to be as fluid as somebody that's lightweight, but you don't really see big guys, moving on their feet like that, because they're relying so much on that knockout power. So I think, Usyk, like I said, I believe Usyk is just the better boxer, the better technician. I think his footwork is a little bit better, and I think he's a better counter puncher than Dubois. So we'll
way
see.
better.
Yeah, we have to see. I got Usyk winning, like I said, 55-45 to me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
man.
agree.
So let's get to this. This right here, man. I looked up on my screen today, and all I saw was Shiraz. They say allegations allegedly that he cheated,
I don't agree with that.
that he had loaded raps.
That's
Now,
not true.
I don't think it's true, but I want to give everybody some context, right? So, Edgar Berlanga wife spoke out on social media. Now, let me for all the ladies out there, you know what I'm saying? For all the ladies out there, let me tell y'all something, man. Y'all better take some notes, man, because she came out and she supported her king. She said, wait, hold up. I see something fishy and suspicious. Now, whether she's right or wrong, right? Whether she's right or wrong, but she saw something that looked a little bit suspicious. And she said, wait, hold on now. All right, I gotta hold my husband down. So I'm gonna go to I'm gonna give y'all what she said in her on her IG, and she said this. Let's go. She said, from a wife who watched every round, something wasn't right. We can accept defeat with grace, but I can't stay quiet about what I saw. There's a difference between losing a fight and being set up to be hurt. And she said, why was only one of Shiraz's hand wraps removed? So only one was removed, y'all. Only one was removed. And after the fight, only Shiraz's right wrap was removed for inspection, but it was the left hand that dropped my husband. So, in other words, for those who may not understand what she's saying, is that when you got the hand wraps, they took the right hand off, but the shot that actually knocked Edgar Berlanga out was the left hand, and the left hand, the wrap was still on. I think he went to the back right? I think he went to the back or something like that, um, and he took it off back there, right? He didn't take it off in public or whatever the case may be, whatever the situation was. But so it said, she says, why wasn't that rap taken off immediately? Then she said, there's yellow stains. Now I don't know if y'all can see, but there's like yellow stains right here. So she said there's yellow stains, cast like rapping, something doesn't add up. There was clear yellow discoloration on that left wrap. It looked thick, almost like a cast. I've now seen pictures from a previous fight, the same exact thing. All right, she said, it's being said that what we saw could be completely illegal. If that's true, this goes beyond boxing. This becomes dangerous. And she says, even though then the New York State of Commission signed off, we have to ask, how did this get approved again? Edgar went 12 rounds. Remember, Edgar went 12 rounds with Canelo without getting knocked out. All right, so she said he went 12 rounds with Canelo, came out looking better than he did here. That says a lot. All right.
Well, he didn't look all banged up.
So now,
you think Edgar looked banged up from that? I don't think he looked banged up.
She said she well in the Canelo fight.
No, I'm talking about with him when he fought Shiraz and Edgar. He didn't look crazy. Where I'm like,
he didn't look crazy. He didn't, because remember the fight didn't go that long. I mean, it only went to like I think the 5th round, so it didn't go that long. And when you got a cash, only takes it if that is the case, it only take one good shot or get hit in the right place. But
his face would have shown because he got hit with mad hooks.
Now I don't know how. Yeah, he did get hit with mad hooks and uppercuts and stuff like that. But I don't know how he looks now, or because sometimes the effect of the aftermath, the punishment, you might see it, a couple of hours later, or then it really gets crazy, it gets really swollen. But allegedly, this was allegedly. So I'm not saying that is the case, but she's obviously she's advocating for her husband. What do you think about that?
I mean, it sounds nice.
Do you find it suspicious?
Yeah, like I just feel like, look,
he only took one rap off.
But hold on, but I'm just saying, like, think about it like this: your coach is in the other room watching the other fighter get his hands wrapped in the gloves, right?
Supposed to be, yep.
So, whose job is that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Check the gloves. Yo, let me see how they wrapping. They supposed to be in there. So how is this all of a sudden like a problem? Because he lost. That's weird. That is weird to me. Yeah. I respect her. I respect what she's doing for him, but be honest.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I'm checking the gloves. I'm standing there the whole time. I'm watching how they wrap, what's going on in their hand. Like, I'm looking in the gloves. I'm not moving. So I don't think there's a reason for that. I wouldn't even entertain that.
So you think Shiraz, you think he won fair and square?
I think it was fair and square. I mean, to be honest, like, if it was really a cast, he should have felt something different in the first round. You know what I mean? Like, I kind of feel like it's the 5th round. Think about it. If he got a cast on the whole time, I'm sorry. If I'm throwing it, and if I know I had a cast on, I'm cracking, and I know you going down. Because you probably going to be like, dang, this joint hurt. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. At least the first 2 rounds, I would have noticed a difference. Like, yeah.
Well, remember, Cotto went in there with Margarito, and they went a long distance, and Cotto didn't feel. I don't think he felt anything weird, because maybe in Cotto's mind, they never fought before, so he's like, dang. And you got to remember, they still got cushion in their gloves, right? So there's a little bit of cushion in that glove. So Cotto never fought Margarito, so he's like, well, I don't really know what his power like, but dang, this is strong. You know what I'm saying? Like, boy, he knocking me around. So, you know, we won't know because again, we wasn't feeling those shots, you know. So maybe in his mind, he's like, you know, he probably thought to himself like, yo, this dude can hit. And then, you know, it's like, let's say, for example, for argument's sake, right? It's like when Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia.
Yeah,
And,
yeah, that was crazy.
right, when Devin fought Ryan. And Ryan was, you know, they with the PEDs and stuff like that. Now, one would say, well, we don't know if that would have been the same outcome if Ryan wasn't on Ostarine. You know, they say, well, you know, according to science, that the Ostarine level that Ryan took had no effect on his punching power. But in Devin's mind, is like, you know, what he stated, he said, well, PEDs is PEDs. It gives you some type of enhancement. So who knows what it would have been if he was not completely on it. Now we see Ryan go fight Rolly and look completely different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not, so I'm not saying that Ryan was, you know, I'm not, well, obviously we know that was in his system, but I'm not saying that the Ostarine had some type of effect or it didn't, but I do know that he looked different because we all can see that he looked different the night that he fought Devin versus the night when he fought Rolly.
I
Now,
just think it was the fighter. I think it was just the fighter.
could be, yeah, for sure.
Because, you know, Rolly can hit.
Yeah.
And it's not like you can walk on Rolly and say, yeah, I'm about to just throw mad crazy hooks on him because he's not going to. Rolly's going to hit back. And Rolly ain't trying to. He ain't landing a soft shot on you either.
Right.
For Devin, I feel like Devin was trying to be the Floyd Jr., throw the jabs, move, you know, keep the distance. And I think Ryan knew, like, yeah, I'm gonna end it right here.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying, right? So, again, allegedly, they say that there's speculation that.
But I think if Edgar won, I don't even think it would matter.
You said Edgar won?
Yeah, if he won, I don't even think it would matter.
Look, I'm gonna tell you what would have happened if he won. If they would have, if let's say Edgar would have won, and let's say that the allegations was true, that would have gave him the craziest ego boost. Y'all think Edgar talk now? If he would have beat that man, and that man allegedly cheated, then he's like, yo, I beat you in my hometown, and you had a cast on. Ain't none of y'all can see me. Yo, give me Canelo right now. You know, his mind, his ego would have been at another level. Would definitely been at another level. But until proven guilty, you know, he's innocent, and I think that Shiraz, he was, and I think honestly, to be honest with you, I think in those first few rounds, I thought Edgar was doing pretty decent. I thought he was doing pretty good.
Yeah, I don't think he was. I don't. If he was like, if he was overly confident, then I would have been like, yeah, he has something. But I feel like he played it real good.
Who, Edgar?
No, Shiraz. I felt like if he had a cast, he probably would have been overly confident. But at the same time, Edgar was showing off, showboating.
True. You know what's crazy? Because I heard this. Now this is again allegedly. I heard this. The same thing that they were saying. They said that they trying to throw that same speculation on Kid Schofield, which I don't think is right because
what?
Because they said
with Tevin?
Yeah, they saying allegedly.
That's a lie, bro.
They saying that the shot that Schofield hit Tevin Farmer with, right? That hand that he, same situation, he never took it off. After the bout, he left the ring with the same hand wrap on, but the same hand wrap that he caught him with, but the other one was taken off. He walked to the back of the, you know, he left the ring to go back to the locker room. So they said, again, allegedly, I don't know. This is speculation. So I hope it's not true. I hope it's not true, but
Yo, he left himself open. I don't get it. It
that's
don't
the
make
thing.
no sense to me.
That's the thing. You're right. He left himself open for that shot.
Now, if he blocked, right? Say if he blocked and he had a cast on, and he punches his wrist and it breaks. I think that's crazy.
Yeah, that's not
Then I'm gonna be like, he has something in there. But
yeah.
my man's jaw was right here. Like, go ahead. And he said he did a jab, hook, and
Yeah.
my man's hands was down. No, my fault. He did a 1-2, right? It was a 1-2, and then another one was a left
Well,
hook.
he caught him with a because I think he fought. I think he was fighting Southpaw. He caught him with a crazy right hook. I think it was a right hook that he caught him with. It was the angle was crazy that he caught him. But Tevin's face was right there.
What do you like?
Tevin was out here saying cheese without the camera. Right? That's my man. I like I like Tevin, man. I like Tevin. Well, he was out here saying cheese without the camera, man.
You saying cheese without it, yo. Oh
Oh
my
man,
gosh.
but I don't like that, and I hope that is not true, but I hope that people are not just saying things just to say it, because don't tarnish a person's legacy and the hard work that they put in training camp to go out there and perform at the level that they performed at, right? Because I always say, training camp is the hardest thing to do because there's a lot that you have to push through in training camp, right? You got family situation, you got all types of stuff that's going on. He had, stuff going on. So, people really take their mind and their bodies to a whole nother level to prepare for a fight. And if we're gonna throw these allegations out there, man, let's make sure that there's facts behind it, and we're not just stating opinions and stuff like that. Let's make sure it's real because I know a lot of times people they say things just for social media and clickbait and stuff like that, but we don't realize that we do a lot of harm to people's platforms and their stock as well too.
And the thing is like this, like if I hired my coach, my trainers, and my team to watch then you're not doing your job. You should be fired. Because how didn't you not see that and stop it right then and there?
Oh yeah, everybody getting fired that day.
Yeah, like
Everybody getting fired.
everybody's getting fired because I'm like, your job was to make sure that it's fair, that nothing crazy.
Right.
Check the gloves, watch them wrap their hands. If you did, that's the thing. That's why I feel like it's a lot because then it falls on to my team, Edgar's team. So wait, you telling me that you saw him put a cast on you couldn't tell the difference and you let that rock?
Right.
I'm
Unless
firing you. That's
unless
crazy.
unless I don't know, the thing is that people you see when Margarito got caught, people learn from other people's mistakes. You understand? So people find ways, like as they say, if there's a will, there's a way. Now, I'm not saying that was the case. I'm just, but to your point, if I'm a coach and I'm in that back and I'm watching you, wrap the fighter's hand, man, I'm watching carefully everything. So I don't know. Hopefully they, well, for their sake, hopefully they wasn't in the back so they don't get fired. Hopefully they was with Edgar for whatever reason. Maybe Edgar wanted them to be with wanted them to be with him, or whatever the case may be. But I know typically the coaches is usually or somebody usually go watch to make sure that everything is everything. But again, I hope that's not the case because Shiraz, I don't even think Shiraz had to. I don't even think he had to do that. To be honest with you, if that was the case, I think he had the skill regardless. But but I hope it's not true. I hope it's not true just for the sport of boxing, because we've been getting some amazing fights, some great turnouts, some fights that some people were shocked. I was shocked with Kid Schofield and Tevin Farmer. Him knocking him out in the first round. Like that was crazy. I didn't. Did you see that coming? Because I didn't see that come.
I didn't see it come. I thought it would have been good, but then he capitalized on his mistakes early.
Now I did see Kid Schofield and Pops, reaching out, talking about they want to fight Shakur next. So I don't know. I think that's a good fight.
Yeah, it's
But
a good fight. I just don't think kids go. I mean, he is good. He is talented, but now he's at a different level. I think this will push him. He's not going to do the same thing that he to Shakur to Tevin. It's
not
not
right
going
now,
to happen. No,
for
I
sure.
think I think this would be a learning experience, but I can't underestimate the young guy. He hungry, but I don't think Shakur is going to let him like take that. He gonna puzzle him out, and I think Floyd feels like he's seen them enough, but I don't think it's gonna work. So, but I would favor Shakur only because of the skill. I don't think Shakur is gonna go in there and play with him.
I don't think so either. I think Shakur, I think he's going to outbox him. I think Shakur's going to be able to outbox Kid Schofield.
His
Um,
footwork too.
yeah.
I didn't get a chance to see Floyd's footwork, so I
Now
can't really you know.
Floyd Schofield, he's a switch hitter, so he can switch on both sides. And when he switch, sometimes you might not even notice it because of his speed. So, but I do know that the young bull could crack. So I'm kind of like curious what's next for Shakur. You know, we just he just came off a victory with Williams Zepeda. I thought it was a great fight. Um, I for some reason I had forgot what the scorecards was for a quick second, and I remembered it earlier. They only had Williams Zepeda winning like 1 or 2 rounds. Like one judge only gave Williams Zepeda 1 round, another judge gave him 2. So you basically saying that Shakur beat Williams Zepeda for 11 rounds, or in the other judge eyes 10 rounds. So I don't think it was that far of a gap. I do think it was a gap, but I don't think it was that far a gap to give Williams Zepeda only 1 round is diabolical, bro. Yo, that's crazy. That means this dude was dominating you for 11 rounds, man.
I mean, I would give him like a good
Three
3.
rounds?
Yeah, 3. Because
Three?
I mean, like, I guess you know what, his head was just down and just swinging.
Okay. Okay. I see that. I mean, yeah.
Like I felt like if he, what's he, Mexican?
Yeah.
I think that's the problem with Mexican fighters, but like they just have their head down and they swing and just hoping that it land. If he was a little bit more focused with, setting up certain things, he would have definitely had a little bit more rounds. But I just feel like there was only a few rounds where he threw a couple of sneak shots in, but I wasn't impressed by like pressuring someone doesn't make me think you won the fight. Or you could throw thousands of punches, but if you're not accurate, I'm not giving it to you.
Well, yeah, I can see that. They I see Williams Zepeda is, and this is why I say him and Schofield would be a good match. I like it, or even him versus like a Lamont Roach or like Tank. Like those fights are a little different for Shakur in a sense of power, right? Like Williams Zepeda is a volume puncher, right? So he throws a lot of shots, right? He throws punches and bunches. Uh, and he got knockouts, but there's a skill level that Shakur has that's very unique, right? So that power, I don't think was really phasing Shakur like that, right?
No,
So now when you get someone that can crack, you get someone that can crack, that's a solid puncher, and can move and stuff like that. I feel like that's a different type of fight for Shakur. I think that will Shakur would, like, if Shakur was to fight Tank, he would really be on his P's. Like he's not doing all that staying on the ropes and stuff like that because
no, he's not.
he
He
can't.
gonna look like Frank Martin.
Yeah, he can't. And I think he's smart enough. He's smart enough to know that, right? He's smart enough to know that. But
He ain't gonna take unnecessary shots either.
yeah, he's not going to take no. Yeah, he's not going to take no unnecessary shots as well. But they have Connor Ben on, I think, on Ariel show the other day. I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago. They had him on his show, and they was talking about fighting, Connor Ben and Shakur Stevenson. I like Conor Ben. I like him. I think Eubanks is not. I don't think Eubanks is fighting. I think they talking about he might not be fighting Conor Ben. They saying that Eubanks, it looks like he may be trying to looking ahead for retirement. But I like that fight, man. Shakur, because I want to see how Shakur is in there with a puncher. I want to see how he is with a puncher. Somebody that can punch, somebody that can crack, someone that like Conor Ben is going to be in his chest, but Conor Ben can crack, and he's fast.
I know who you're talking about. I've seen him. He's the British guy, the British fighter.
From Conor Ben from London.
Yep. Yeah, I've seen his training videos when he kind of looked like Tyson when he was ducking under the thing, hitting the bag.
Yeah.
I seen some of his fights. I was like the transition wasn't the same, but I was like, okay, he like his training videos is hype, like it excites me. But I didn't watch him too much, but I definitely would like to see how he would fight Shakur. But I think that mentally, when he stands in front of Shakur, I think he knows it's just a whole different level for him too. Yeah, he's a puncher, but I think his mentality he has to change.
Yeah.
I think he has to adjust and adapt to. He got to be able to adjust and adapt and not do the same thing in every fight.
You talking about Shakur?
No, I'm Conor.
Okay.
Yeah. He doesn't really adapt too well, and I think his mentality. He knows that if he fights Shakur, it's a big payday. But at the same time, I don't think. Yeah, he's fast and all that, but I feel like the range, because Shakur got good range, so he better tighten up on his stuff.
I think it's a fight that both fighters have to be on their P's and Q's. I believe in Shakur's skill gap, but I don't think Shakur won. I don't think Shakur, and this is just my opinion, but I don't think Shakur has the power to keep Conor Ben off him. Right?
I see what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying? So yeah. I don't think he has the power to keep him off him. So with that being said, Conor Ben, he's going to come in there, head movement, boom, boom, boom. That's what you see on that bag, boom, boom. Shakur going to be trying to jab him, but Conor Ben's going, in my opinion, this is how I would think he would train, because Shakur has the longer arms and Shakur is naturally bigger than him, right? So for him, he's going to have to come in, boom, 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 start going to his chest, body, and stuff like that. But I think Shakur and Conor Ben makes a good fight. I think it makes it a little exciting. Shakur, when I was listening to the interview, Shakur was like, I'm gonna show you that there's a big skill gap between us. But I like it, right? Because Conor Ben is not going back down. And I want to see how Shakur adapts to someone that's not scared of him, that don't care about none of that shoulder rolling, anything like that. Because Conor Ben is all heart and grit. And I love that. All heart and grit. What we seen what Shakur just did the other day, he showed that he had some dog in him and he's willing to fight. But some guys
he's not doing that. He's not doing
some guys that. You're not trying to do that with, man. Some guys you just like, nah, with him, man, we're gonna make sure we're gonna play it safe. And we put a little show, but when it start to get a little heated, and I don't like this right here. And I think he learned that. I think because he even said that after his last fight. He said, he said he took more punishment than what he was supposed to take against William Zepeda. So he said he's going to get back to his boxing and stuff like that, because he said he did it more for the fans because he felt like he had a point to prove. So I think this makes for an exciting fight, man. I don't know if he did. I think he froze. Oh no, we talking about Barrios Shakur versus Conor Ben. Can y'all still hear me? Because he's froze. Can y'all still hear me? Are we good?
Good? I can hear you. I'm good.
Okay. Yeah, you was froze on my end. But yeah, we talking about Shakur potentially fighting. Like what's next for Shakur if he's going to fight Conor Ben? I think that's a good fight. I think him and Lamont Roach is a good fight as well too. So there's a lot of fights out there to be made, man. There's a lot of fights, man. I'm excited. We got, like I said, we got Manny Pacquiao this weekend. I hope Manny put on a good show. Um, I'm excited to see where he's at. We got Usyk and Daniel Dubois. We got, I think Pitbull's also fighting on that card.
Pitbull's on the undercard. I want to see that.
Yeah. Pitbull's fighting. And I think Fandora is fighting as well too. I think Fandora is fighting as
Yeah,
well
that
too.
tall guy.
Yeah. I think he's fighting as well too. So yeah, we got some exciting. I like where boxing is going right now, man. It's like every week or every other week or every few weeks, we got nice matchups, man. And right after this, come on, y'all already know we're gonna have to do an episode on the GWOAT. Hopefully, we're gonna get the GWOAT on Boxing Legends Lounge, man. We're gonna try to get the GWOAT on Boxing Legend Lounge, man. That's gonna be. I hope ain't no hope. We're gonna get the GWOAT on here one day, right? We're gonna get the GWOAT on here. We got the GWOAT coming up July 26th, man. I'm looking forward to watching her fight. Yeah, man, I'm looking forward to watching Clarissa Shield fight. I know everybody's been talking crazy with the whole her and Remy Ma situation and all that. Yeah, and Pat Pools. But I want Clarissa to go in there and just shut everybody up, right? I want her to take her frustration out on this girl, right? And who she fighting is no slouch, though. I have to keep it real. Who she fighting is no slouch. But we got her coming up on the 26th. Then after that, I think Tank and Lamont's fight got pushed back, or I think it's canceled right now. So I don't think, with everything going on with Tank and stuff like that. So that's why we're trying to see, what's next for Shakur. Is he going to take a Lamont Roach fight? Maybe he might get in there with Pac Man after that. We don't know. But it's a lot of fights going on. I don't want to see him fight Pacquiao though, but it'll be cool on his resume. He fought a legend, right? He fought a legend. But we got some exciting fights, Joe. I'm liking where boxing is going right now. Turkey saying, put up or shut up. None of that Tom and Jerry running around here, right? None of that Daffy Duck going on around here. Turkey not playing. Turkey said, look, I'm putting money in y'all pockets. Y'all better fight. All right, y'all better go ahead and fight. So, man, what else you got? Anything else that you wanna share? You want to touch on? I don't know if he froze. You froze, champ?
No, I'm good. I'm good now. I'm back. I don't know what's going on. My service is acting up.
Okay. Yeah, you got anything else you want to touch on real quick before we head out?
Yo, Manny Pacquiao.
Oh, you breaking up, champ. Y'all hear him?
And then, what I'm saying? Then we got the Clarissa Shields fight. Of course, I'm a big Tank fan. I want him to get his stuff together to see him fight. Then the Canelo and the Bud fight. So stay tuned for the Manny Pacquiao versus Mario Barrios. I'm rooting for Mario Barrios. I love Manny Pacquiao, but I'm saying the young guys, man, we gotta make it happen. But that's all I gotta say, man. I'm excited to see these fights that's happening. You know what I'm saying? So and people in boxing is becoming but getting the attention that it deserves. So that's all I gotta say.
Yeah. And y'all know Boxing Legends Lounge. We gonna bring out all the exclusive, right? We're gonna keep everybody up to date. We're gonna do the reactions. We're gonna do all that, man. We're gonna make sure that we can hopefully we can get some of these fights, we can get some of these fighters to come on, right? But we need y'all help, right? So in other words, when I say we need y'all help us build a community. Let a friend know, tell a friend to subscribe to the channel. We're gonna keep it real. I can't wait till we get more in depth into conversation, especially when we get these fighters. Because if y'all know me, I'm gonna hold these fighters accountable, man. If they don't perform, I'm gonna let them know they did not perform. I gotta be careful because they might see me at the press conference or something like that, man. What you talking crazy, man? Now come on, man. I don't want to fight, man. Come on, man. I don't want to fight. I'll just give him my take, man. I'll just give him my take, man. But listen. That's all we got for tonight, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning into Boxing Legends Lounge. My name Marquise. We got JKP in the building, man. Y'all know the rest, man. We see y'all on the next one. All right. And with that being said, we out.